Hey, this is James from Rufus Du Sol. Click on the lower left banner to stream our new album Bloom, including the latest single You Were right here on Spotify.
Ain't I so smooth? I know that you like the way I move, and the clock strikes two.
Yeah, what up, it's Ritz. Hey, make sure y'all click the banner in the lower left corner to stream my new album, Top of the Line, right here on Spotify. And I ain't stopping till the #1 spot is mine. Yeah. Peace out.
Stay winning, we can have any girl we choose. We in the ATL, but we be partying like me in Cancun. Double shots of that.
can't stop the nothing I can see but you when you dance, dance, dance. Feel good, good creeping up on you, so just dance, dance, dance. All those things I should.
Hey Spotify, Justin Timberlake. Click the banner to hear the full track and more hits on Filter's Top of the Charts playlist.
Everybody say.
I'm waiting. You were right.
Hey, this is James from Rufus Do Soul. Click on the lower left banner to stream our new album Bloom, including the latest single You Were right here on Spotify.
You were right. I don't know why I can't get enough of you.
Terrorists win.
Cambridge to Boston, lives in a world she's lost in, victim of compromise. He's staring at her Aberdeen heart, London eyes,
My name is iPeregrinus, and today I'm going to be bringing you an ESCA main match between Circa Esports and Dethroned. So getting right into it with the knife round. You can't cast a knife round. Just can't do it. All it is just a slaughter fest. Stabbing back and forth, trades back and forth. People are dying. It's not fun. Well, it is fun for the Dethroned side, as they do get to choose which side they will be starting out on in this best of one. And it does seem that Dethroned will be opting to stick on the CT side. So we'll be going live here with the pistol round. As far as buys go, 3-4 Kevlars on the... all 5 Kevlars on the T side. And similarly, all 5 Kevlars on the CT side. Absolutely no needs to be spotted for each, so... just gonna be a slaughter fest. A series of duels who... oh, okay. That's a good way to start, knifing your teammate in the back. A little bit of aggression here into the connector for the Dethroned side. And it's just a madhouse as the frags fly back and forth, but Circa Esports will come out on top. 3-on-4 situation here. As Boys looking to peek into the door a little bit. 2 CTs actually there in that sewer area peeking into the door, so a little bit of damage onto the remaining players for Circa Esports, but no casualties from that exchange. Amped here. Staying here on the lurk. Going to be taking this fight with Poison. He's going to lose it. Down to a 3-on-3 now. Whitehound will get gushed onto the B site as Circa Esports try to work their way onto this B site. Senex onto Poised. Whitehound now alone. Dazzle having to rotate over, and Senex will close it out onto Whitehound as well. Dazzle, though, are they aware of his position? He has managed to work his way behind him. Takes the first fight, finds 1 frag. Still 2 more to find. FX and Senex. Both of which relatively low on HP, but FX gonna close it out. Circa Esports take the pistol round. And we can see the Circa Esports players just going straight up to the rifles. 3 AKs and 2 Galils, not bothering with the SMGs at all, giving a lot of respect to the Dethroned side. Dethroned actually going for... able to get a UMP onto Poise due to getting frags in the pistol round, I'd assume. Or maybe Barrage dropped it over to him, but in any event, will be the full force buy from the Dethroned side, and a full stack over towards the A side as well, as they start to push their way into this fountain area. And Hollywood, he's just not ready for it. Gets tagged down very low, but the frags fly back in the favor of Circa as Whitehound and Barrage fall. Dazzle finds one of his own, though. And the players from Circa Esports now working their way into a relatively open B-bomb site. Poised here on the flank, but does he realize... player here in the connector. At this point, he's heard his steps, and Ampty will be ready for this flank, one would think, and Poised isn't going to spot him. Dazzle, likely not much to do other than save the AK. Impulse. Working down the stairs here. Senex out on the hunt. But Senex actually not entirely aware of what was going on. Impulse able to steal away the AK, but FX able to trade right back. And prevent Dethroned from saving 2 guns. Still, though, the AK saved onto Dazzle can utilize that in the following round. Circa making it 2-0 now. Some good economic damage from the Dethroned side on that force buy round, but it'll just be Dazzle with really much of anything. Single upgraded pistol on Whitehound, but otherwise it's just a full save on the side of Dethroned. Senex opting for the MAC-10. Grenade out. Doesn't quite hit Dazzle. And Dazzle will be taking this fight out mid as, again, the Dethroned side 5-stacking over towards A, but not much will be accomplished with it other than the AK being dropped by Dazzle. Impulse able to recover it, though. Amped here, holding this flank. Gonna find the first frag into Barrage. Still 3 more players to find here for the Circa Esports side. Whitehound, though, able to sneak in behind Amped. And the bomb will go down for the Circa Esports side, but at the very least, they hope to recover the Galil, but Senex is there, ready and waiting, drops both players, and makes it a relatively clean 3-0 for Circa. dropping a couple players in the process, but Barrage here going for this glass cannon up on the first gun round for Dethrone. Otherwise, though, relatively standard buy across the board. No ops coming into play yet for the Circus side. F4 players heading over towards this B site. Very likely setting up for a set piece sort of play. As the nade will rain on in, and Senex taking a good bit of damage from that. Actually, have a bit of a boost coming out here on this B site. Whether or not Impulse will spot anything with it, though, is the question. Circa just waiting to set up this eventual hit onto the B site. Not really doing much to bait nades. Still 2 smokes remaining on the side of Dethrone, but Impulse will open up the round with a frag on Amped. And the 2 A players for the Dethrone side starting to fall back a little bit towards the site. Actually having a rotator coming up from the B site towards the A side. A bit of a bad read here as Circa set to work their way into this B site. The nades start to fly over. Senex taking contact here at the monster area, but Dazzle's going to drop him. Frags very much so far going in the way of the Dethrone side. Hollywood onto Whitehound. Bomb still not down yet for the Circa Esports side, but Hollywood trying to sneak into the smoke and plant it. He will get it down. Securing the funds for his team, but Impulse here, close on the smoke, drops down into water. Now on a 1-on-3 as SF Clean eventually winds up dropping to Impulse, and Dethrone put their first round on the board. Hollywood, the only player for Circa to really make much contribution in that round. 2 kills on him, but Circa still able to get the full buy going on their side, but given that they lose this round, it will likely be an eco. Still 5 AKs across the board. Not opting to go for the op. Not sure that they could afford it even. Again, this same set play. 4 players over towards the B site, and Barrage spots the playground area, gets the information that Circa not really showing much presence there. And with that, the A players will fall back towards the site and even get a rotate down over towards this B site, so Barrage there in the heaven area with the op. He's going to spot the boost, and Whitehound will take the kill, but in any event, very much coming out favorable for the Dethrone side. Impulse spamming through the wood, not really going to find much of anything, though. Amped trying to get this lurk going over towards the A site. And the rotate comes back over to the A site for Dethrone. Though even still, Amped is the one and only player trying to work his way up there. This is actually pulling quite a bit of a rotation as 3 players are up there for the Dethrone side now. As Circle will try to work their way into this bomb site once more. Full smokes come out. Steal the bomb. Has to run all the way through Monster. Amp's gonna find a single frag in the back on the Poise. Finds the second spray down on the Barrage as well. Now a 4-on-3 now favoring Circa Esports. Whitehound trading the frag onto FX. Amped here, still lurking in the CT spawn, and Impulse. Is he going to realize it? No, he's going to get caught in the back. Whitehound now all on his lonesome. And this is a very tough situation. Terrorists really on just about all sides of him. But Amped not going to spot him. Whitehound working his way onto the site, but Clean will spot him out. And we'll take the frag. Circa Esports economically resetting Dethrone, and that's a big deal. Given that they'll likely have to take 2 eco rounds here just to be able to get to a state where they can buy again. And Circa Esports, again, not opting for an op on any of their players, though they could have definitely afforded it in that round. Preferring to stick with the 5 rifles. Bomb dropped in T-spawn, a little bit strange, but gotta be a little bit of aggression into the connector area from the Dethrone side, trying to catch at least 1 or 2 of the terrorists off guard. Senex gonna open up the round on the Dazzle. 3 players now in here for the connector. And it will be a trade as Amped will fall, and they'll hopefully be able to recover that AK. Whitehound finding one with the 5-7, but FX going to be able to trade it back. Now down to a 2-on-3, favoring Circa. Bomb still not committed anywhere yet, but looking like it'll eventually be heading towards the A site. Poised, able to recover the single AK. Barrage, though, still stuck on that P250. Poised getting the information, likely making the call to his teammate that it will be an A hit, and he starts to rotate up towards this A site, so given that they can get both players there in time, or perhaps Barrage makes an impact from behind enemy lines, this is very much a winnable round for Dethrone, and he's going to hear the footsteps and find the single frag onto FX, getting away relatively safely. Poised here on the bomb site, 2 Ts to deal with. SF trying to take this fight with him as the other terrorist runs into bank with the bomb. Barrage trying to come in from the back. He won't find anything though. Poised to go down as well. Very risky play, just running with the bomb straight into bank like that, because if Hollywood goes down, that's leaves his teammate in a very bad position. But I stand corrected as Dethroned able to go up for the buy on this round. 2 FAMASes, but otherwise a relatively solid buy. And all 5 players heading over towards the B site very quickly here for the Circus side. And it seems like it'll just be a very fast hit straight into the B site. Impulse opening up the round with the frag onto Hollywood. SF on the Dazzle. And Whitehound back onto SF. Impulse speaking out again. Finds a single headshot. But runs out of ammo as Amps tries to make the trade back. Whitehound getting a little bit too aggressive as well. Amped will find him as well, and now we're down to a 2-on-2. Barrage here from Heaven, gonna drop Amped. And now Senex. 2 players here to find, and Barrage actually dropping very low to 13 HP. Senex not taking a lot of damage from that, but Poised from the back is gonna wind up finding him. Dethrone put their sector round on the board here. But again, this poses the same danger of getting economically reset as is what happened with the last time they were able to put a round on the board. Though not quite as likely, because the Circa Esports side having to take an eco. So hopefully giving an opportunity for Dethrone to put a couple of rounds up on the board. Circa, 2 players very fast up towards this connector area. And the bathroom player is going to be ready for it. Barrage finding the first frag on the Amp, but he's going to get traded back. Poise spraying down 2 of his own. Senex and FX now all alone towards the sewer area. FX trying to make his way back up, but he won't accomplish much of anything. And Senex will find a little bit of economic damage, but it'll be Dethroned with keeping 3 players alive. A relatively good round for them. And Circa actually having to take a second deco, or a force buy rather, due to just a straight lack of money on their side of things. And Dethrone again, able to get full rifles on all of their players. No FAMASes in sight this time. Everybody having those wonderful M4s, and it's a lot of presence in the connector now for the terrorists as they try to work their way up to this lower park area. Three Ts now, out into the long area, and SF bringing up the rear with the bomb, but Barrage gonna get pop flash over, finds 1 frag and 2. Poised picking up one onto FX as well, and now SF all alone with the bomb, and not much to do as his teammate will go down to the opposite side of the map. Drops Barrage very low, can't close out the kill though. 1-on-5 here for SF, and well, that's a start. Gets Stink down to 10 HP, but Poised will go down. At the very least, able to cause a little bit of economic damage. Barrage, don't flub up this nade. SF still just chilling in the bathrooms. Likely trying to wait for some CT aggression to come his way. Trying to give him a way back into this round, but Dazzle's not going to allow it. A swift headshot onto SF clean. And Dethrone will pick up their 4th round, nearly evening the score up now. Barrage finally able to pick up the op once again, and Circa Esports finally able to get a full buy into their hands again. Barrage here. Playing this a little bit differently, but with a little bit of aggression towards the long area, but the terrorists putting absolutely all 5 of their players over towards this B site. And again, the same boost from the dethroned side coming out here. Whether or not they'll find anybody with those yet to be seen. Interesting setup here on long. Pop flash out from Barrage. Who is going to be taking the peek for information, and he's going to find that there's not really much of anybody there. Giving Barrage free reign to go ahead and rotate over as the execute will start to come out for the Circus side. Dazzle with the first frag on to round out FX. Barrage here, hightailing it over to the Heaven position, but he's smoked off. Unable to have too much of an impact. And Circa playing this very, very slowly, just willing to wait a very long time before trying to work onto the spawn site, but Senex able to find 2 kills before going down, and the bomb will go down. Actually, no, Impulse spraying through the smoke. And poised from the back, gonna be finding another kill of his own, and Ant's now all on his lonesome over in the bank area of the A site. Gonna be trying to work his way down, but will be a very hard round for him to get back into, as Barrage seems to have made the call that he's in the CT area. But actually, no, Poised looking the wrong way at the wrong time, and Ant's gonna find at least 1 frag in this 1-on-3. 14 seconds left here on the clock, and Barrage isn't gonna allow it to go any further. Dethrone now successfully evening up the score after a bit of a rough start. An interesting decision from Circa, going for the Tech-9 quasi-buy, even though 4 of their players, I believe, could have gotten at least a reasonable buy with armor and AKs and a few nades between the lot of them, but just playing the economic game relatively conservatively and just going for the force buy. For the half buy, rather. Poised here, gonna drop FX. 7 more players for him to find, though, as Hollywood will try to push his way through the smoke. Poised with his 3rd frag of the round. SF Clean trying to watch his position, but Poised is just too swift with these headshots. Admittedly, they're anti-eco frags, but credit where credit is due. Poised with a very nice 4K on that round. Dethroned for the first time in this game, pulling ahead in terms of score. And FX finally breaking out an op here for the Circuit Esports side. Will be interesting to see how he plays with that. Whether or not he'll be trying to challenge Barrage directly or just applying pressure with it elsewhere on the map. But again, the same standard setup with 4 players over towards this B site for Circa. Probably starting to get very predictable for the Dethroned side. As again, this boost from Impulse. Senex peeking out. Gonna find the frag onto Dazzle. Gets naded down to 44 HP. And it does seem like it'll be this same B execute out here for the Circus side. However, due to poor baiting of nades, still plenty of Molotovs to block the site off with. Impulse, though, gonna go down. 5-on-3 now. Hollywood trying to win his way onto the site. Is he gonna get sprayed down through the smoke here? Whiteout runs in with the knife. And closes it down on the Hollywood. Continuing to push into the short area. Finds Senex as well. And suddenly, this is just absolute madness. Dethrone turning this from a 5-on-3 into a 1-on-3. As FX all on his lonesome here with this up. 50 seconds to play with, so giving him a little bit of time to try to find something before going for the bomb plant. Dethrone, though, in very good positions to try to stop any shenanigans he may be pulling. FX able to trade out for the AK. Little under 30 seconds left on the clock. Gonna be able to grab the bomb, but Whitehound pushing here through the monster tunnel. Very unlikely that he'll be able to get it down, and there's the call that FX trying to get that bomb down, but Whitehound taking him down after the first attempted fake at it. Dethrone now leading 7-5. Circa in a little bit of a weird economic situation. Able to get a buy with AKs and armor onto 3 of their players, with the rest having to stick with the Galils. Economic side of things is a little bit rough for their side, while Dethrone looking very good with 3 players over 5k and 1 over 11k actually. But again, the same standard setup from Circa, working towards this B site every single time. Eventually it will get predictable, and while Sanex is going to get dated down to 20 HP at the very beginning of the round. Dazzle here, a little bit of aggression into the connector area. Amp's not quite expecting it, and he'll go down as well. 5-on-3 here now favoring the dethroned side. A little bit of a boost coming out here. Barrage with the op, and that nade is going to finish off Senex? No, going to drop him to 3 HP though. And dropping Hollywood to 50 HP himself. Circa. Far too stagnant in these T sides, it seems, just falling into the same patterns over and over again. Well, Hollywood pushing through the smoke, LS2E2K. Gonna drop Impulse, but still this round is far from one for that side of things. And well, that's gonna help a lot. Barrage hitting a very nice wall bang onto Senex. Hollywood now all alone. And Whitehound with this aggression through the monster tunnel. Gonna be able to catch him in the back. Dethrone now looking very solid as we go further into the CT half, second to last round of the half. At Circa, unable to buy, likely just be going to save, but actually no, going for the force into this round. Couple of Tech 9s, 3 AKs. No armor on one of those AKs actually. And Circa at least switching it up a little bit, going for a little bit of aggression towards this A side. But Dethrone playing for a lot of information over there as well, sending 3 players down toward the playground area. But the trades flying back and forth. Hollywood in a 1-on-2, but plenty of economic damage done for the Circa side. And this is actually in the realm of winnable for Hollywood, given that he can isolate one of these 1v1s. Impulse here holding in the connector. Whitehound coming up from the B site. And it's all a matter of Hollywood being able to isolate one of these 1v1s and try to work his way onto one of the 2-bomb sites. Still over a minute to play with, so got some time to try to isolate one of them. And it does seem he'll be eventually working his way over to the B side. If he books it through Monster, I'm not sure that Impulse would hear it from the connector. I don't believe he would. Though it should be noted if he decides to go through the short route, then Impulse will hear it and the call will be made to Whitehound, so it's all a matter of whether or not Hollywood realizes this. And he's just going to be shifting his way very slowly through the monster tunnel and walking into a completely open B-bomb site. 30 seconds on the clock left here. But Impulse working his way back into the sewer area. The moment Hollywood goes for this bomb plant, the call will be made. And the 1-on-2 retake will commence. Hollywood able to get the bomb down. 16 seconds left on the clock here. Trying to work his way into the short area, but does he realize Impulse is here? He's going to find the headshot onto it anyway. Even as he did get caught a little bit off guard there. Whitehound now all alone. Nade goes out. It's going to miss entirely, and while Hollywood has to take this fight. But he will go down to Whitehound in the end. Able to secure a bomb plant, but Dethrone just too strong for Circa to claim any more rounds off of, it seems. Barrage sitting on 16k, absolutely ton of money. Actually breaking out the double op setup here on this last round of the half. Circa able to get a full buy on everybody, but maybe not quite a utility on 2 of their players. Dazzle here with his trusty AK. Aggression into the connector area, and again Circa Esports playing 3 people towards the playground area very early on. Seemingly ready to try to counter any long A aggression that Dethrone may be throwing at them, but they've switched it up as well. Poised with a little bit of a wallbang shot onto Senex. Amped not expecting Dazzle's advanced position in the connector. And Dazzle will likely peek out and find the information that the connector is clear, but Hollywood taking down Poised in the bathrooms, now down to a 3-on-3. Bomb has not been spotted yet for the dethroned side. And Barrage here, he spots the player while jumping over, chucks the nade out, and that's a Kobe. Straight onto Hollywood, not expecting it at all. Seemingly deaf as he hears the op shot ring out behind him. FX here in the boost spot, Barrage peeks out. Misses that shot, but now down to 40 seconds here for the Circus side to try to work on one of these two bomb sites. FX grabs the bomb. But still, there's a CT pushed here into the connector area for Dethrone. And FX was not quite ready for that. SF Clean will make his presence known by jumping around on those stairs, and Dethrone will close at the half 10-5. Thus far, a very solid game for Dethrone after a little bit of trouble early on, losing the pistol and then getting economically reset early on, but beyond that, it's just been the same stale executes from Circa over and over again, and weren't able to accomplish much of anything from it. And it won't be long until we're going live into the second pistol round. If you're just now joining us, this is an ESEA main match between Circa Esports and Dethrone for Week 4 of the ESEA main division. Dethrone having a little bit of trouble early on in the first half after losing the pistol and getting economically reset after winning the first gun round on the 4th round. But beyond that, looking very solid, not dropping a single round after that in this half. A lot of aggression coming out into the connector for the Dethrone side as they try to work their way into the sewer area, but the boost comes out. Not going to find anything though, barrage dropping very low. And it will just be this very quick B execute. Sort of bum rush together. As the bomb will go down here. Barrage with a hell of a shot. Hitting that 180 onto FX. Dazzle finding one, looking for the second. But SF Clean and Ants all on their lonesome. Versus 4, but that's a nice little headshot to start things off with. Poise going down. SF trying to work his way up the short. Gonna find two more headshots. And Amped finding the frag on the last player in the short area. That would be Barrage. And Circa able to turn that from a 2-on-4 into a round victory in this pistol. And that was quite a necessary one, as Dethrone looking far too solid. Circa needed something to throw a wrench into things, and well, that's probably a start, giving them some momentum early on in this half. Circa now 2 for 2 in pistol rounds in this game. Dethrone, due to getting that bomb down, only opting for the pistol so that they can go ahead and get the AK buy on the 3rd round. And it'll just be a 5-man stack over towards the A site. Actually, a single man dropping into the connector. I stand corrected, but otherwise just a straight 4-man rush up towards this A site. 3 into lower park, through the bathroom, 1 out long. And 1 will be bringing up the rear. Around the connector area. Gonna hear the CT pushing up here, but Senex a little bit too fast for Whitehound, as the 2 CTs now coming in from behind, just gonna be shredding the Dethrone players, and well, Circa gonna make it a very fast 7-10, not dropping a single player in the process. That being a huge boon for them, as their economy looking very solid. Or well, their buy at least looking very solid, as they opt to upgrade straight to the M4s on every single player, even able to get the op out onto Senex. But Dethrone, due to getting the bomb down on the pistol and saving afterward, able to get full AKs onto this as well. And this just seems to be a relatively normal default here for the Dethrone side. Looking to gain control of this long area. 3 players out here. Bomb in no way committed yet, but certainly leading towards that A site. Amped gonna catch Impulse coming up the connector, but he's gonna peek out here straight into 3 waiting terrorist players, and well, doesn't quite drop, but not gonna fare well for him, as Whitehound trying to spam him down through the smoke. Drops him to 18 HP, but surprising that they couldn't close that frag out onto him. And Dethrone, realizing that they've made quite a lot of commotion and probably baited a rotation out, will start to back up from the long A area. Whitehound finally finding that frag onto Amped. 2-2 setup here for the CTs as they've rotated 1 player up from their B site. 45 seconds left here on the clock, and it's down to Dethrone to picking the right bomb site. As SF sitting here. And it does seem to be this execute coming out towards the A site, but as I say that, Barrage running down connector with the bomb. Whitehound gonna drop to SF Clean. And all these nades starting to bait a rotation out for the CT side, but these 3 players over towards the B site. Gotta move out here quick. Senex gonna find the first shot onto Poised, and Well, Barrage going to be trading it back, but now Dazzle all on his lonesome in a 1-on-3. Finding the first frag onto Hollywood. Still 2 more players to find. He's going to spot the player up in heaven and go ahead and try to cross onto the site. SF Clean coming up here from the flank. He's going to hear the footsteps. SF sprays here. Chucking the nade out. And Dazzle looking the wrong way at the wrong time. Is he going to get caught out here? He will, as FX pushing up in the heaven area. Too many angles to watch all at once. And while it was a very nice try, Circuit Esports will be coming out on top and winning the first gun round. And I believe that will be the tactical pause for Dethrone here, as they've failed to pick up a single round on this T side so far, though it's still relatively early into the half. Better late than never. We'll be going ahead and force buying into this, as they will have enough money to buy up in the following round either way. Now the freeze time pause being cancelled, we'll be getting back into this match, and Dethrone opting for a force buy up here with upgraded pistols on every single one of their players. 3 sets of armor on their side of things. Amped a little bit late on the nades on the Circus side, but Dethrone making a quick play to gain control of the connector area and towards this B site, but Senex here waiting with the P90, sprays 2 down. And 3 players running out from the short side. Impulse going to pull his summit, running through the Molotov. And it will just be poised all on his lonesome now. Senex with this P90, trying to make it happen, but Force will take him down. SF holding close with the Yop, though, going to be able to close the round out. Dethroned, able to manage a little bit of economic damage in that round, but not able to achieve the likely desired goal, which was a bomb plant. Barrage, though, able to pick up the op on the Dethroned side. And a lot of presence quickly heading over towards the safe site for Dethrone, as 3 players are running over here with the bomb as well. Relatively standard default from the Dethrone side, a single player playing over in the taco position towards the monster tunnel, but another player on connector as well. This is a strange boost coming out from the Dethrone side, that is. As Whitehound going to be working his way out, finds the first frag onto Hollywood, but whether or not they realize 2 CTs are still waiting here. Amp's going to find 1 and 2 of his own. And Amp serving as the bait there, as FX going to be able to pick up 2 of his own as well. Dazzle now all alone. Finds the frag onto SF Clean, but still needs to recover the bomb. Little over a minute left to play with. So it will be interesting to see if he can isolate either of these 1v1s and make this 1v2 happen. 50 seconds now to work onto one of the 2 bomb sites and get that bomb planted. And CT's just splitting their forces. Senex just hiding here on this B site, waiting for presumably the bomb plant sound. 30 seconds on the clock here now, and Dazzle choosing to make his way up toward the long A area, but FX, he has an inkling of it, watching over towards that side of the site. And Dazzle actually needs to pick up a pace a little bit here, down to 15 seconds. Needs to be able to isolate this 1v1, and he's just taking far too much time here. At this point, it's likely to just be a save, as he needs to get on this bomb site and plant it now. Gotta be running onto the site, gets the bomb down, but into the Molotov, nade coming out. Not gonna do enough damage onto him, as this will be a 2-on-1 here for Dazzle, but trying to isolate these 1v1s. The CT's moving in together. Flash out, not going to find too much. FX aware of his position. And Dazzle thinking the flash had worked, but it didn't quite wind up hitting FX as he saw it fly over the fence. And that will be the 10th round for Circa.
Counter-terrorists win.
Amped here able to pick up the op on the Circuit Esports side. Will be fully his on the Dethrone side of things due to getting that bomb plant. able to pick up a lot of utility on their side. Will be a little bit of aggression towards the long A area for Circa, changing things up a little bit. Whether or not anything will come of it, though, is yet to be seen. As dethroned, 4 players out here towards the lower park area, and the steps will be heard, and the rotation will start to come out for the Circus side. Rotating 1 extra player up here. As dethroned, working their way very quickly onto the site, poised with the first frag onto Senex, but are they going to realize that? Still players in the long area. Barrage watching it, Amped going to go down as well, and that'll be a bomb plant secured for the dethroned side. Whitehound here, working in the bathrooms, going to spot out Hollywood. Doesn't seem to realize that there's still a CT behind him, though. As he will see the shots ring out, peeking back out. Going to find the frag onto FX as well. FX failing to capitalize there, and Whitehound, well, able to capitalize because of it. Able to take full advantage of it. And SF clean now. Not really much for him to do in this round other than try to hold on to this M4. And Dethrone not overly keen on sending players out to hunt him down. So likely that he'll be able to get away with this one. Dethrone picking up, I believe, their first round on this T side. This will be the first one they find. And, well, Impulse trying to hunt into that connector a little bit, seeing if he could track down SF, but SF will wind up winning the fight, catching him off guard, and even recovering the op as well, so that's huge for the Circus side. And Circa having enough money to go for the buy if they so choose to. Yeah, FX going to be dropping an M4 over, and they'll be able to get rifles onto 4 out of their 5 players. Amped having to go with the 5.7, and a little bit light on utility across the board, but Circa can definitely make this work. Dethrone, though. A lot of presence over towards this A site once more. 4 players over here with the bomb as well. And it, again, will just be this quick rush into the lower park area. Barrage actually leading here with the bomb. Okay, he'll drop that over to his trusty teammates. SF holding here with this op. Whether or not will take the shot, though. It's going to hit it through the rock, actually. Whitehound drops to 23 HP. That's unfortunate for SF. Seemed like that shot was dead on, and, well, Barrage trying to take the fight with SF as he runs back toward the bank, but not going to be completely successful. Still a boost over here towards the truck for the Circus side. Whether or not Dethrone will spot that when they eventually make their way into the safe side is yet to be seen, but the rotate starts to come out for the Dethrone side, and, well, Dazzle opening up the round with a frag on the flanking CT. And the frags flying back and forth. FX picking up 2 quick kills of his own. Down to a 2-on-3 here. Amped peeking out here. Trying to find a single frag here with this 5.7 spray, but it's not quite going to happen. And now his position's been compromised. Whitehound here pushing up with the bomb. Winds up dropping it as a result, but Hollywood compromising his position. Molotov out, and now it's a game to recover this bomb. 20 seconds left here on the clock, and Hollywood able to dodge the Molotov and get the frag on the poised as well. Down to 15 seconds here. Now actually in the range is winnable for Circa, but Dazzle, a little bit too fast on that one. Drops to 9 HP, but he'll be able to pick up the round for Dethrone. And they avoid that economic reset that would likely screw them over. Into Circa taking the lead again. Now, though, the buy looking really solid on the Dethrone side. Impulse, only a single flash to his name, but everybody else, absolutely full utility, and even the op on Barrage. Dazzle over here chilling by the club. Circa having to take the eco around. Senex investing into Kevlar, but otherwise, it's just straight P250s across the board, and it's a 4-stack over here towards the lower park area for Circa. Perhaps trying to play against Dethrone's tendency to work into this area very quickly towards the start of the round. And this may wind up working in their favor, as Dethrone will be working their way over towards the A side of the map, though instead of towards the lower park area, it will be out into long. So this triangle of death here on the bathrooms may prove to be a little bit ineffective. Whitehound here, taking the first fight against SF Clean, going to be able to find it relatively easily. CT's now in the bathroom area, going their separate ways. Dazzle here on the flank. Going to be finding the single frag on Amped. Just trying to isolate these players one by one, avoid getting caught grouped up. But actually, a single CT, I believe that's FX, behind the rest of the team. Rest of the dethroned team, but that range a little bit too far for that P250 to be too effective with, and Dethrone gonna be winning that round fairly convincingly, keeping 4 players alive. And well, that'll be a huge boon to their economy as Dazzle going up to 9,600 now. Poised approaching that 5k mark as well. And now getting a little bit desperate for the Circus side. Senex opting for the Mag 7. But this is a very light buy as just about everybody will be able to get guns, but the utility will be very light across all the players. And it'll just be this very quick B take from the Throne here. Whether or not they'll be able to work through these defenses or not is the question. And Impulse attempts to be the answer as he runs in here trying to get the bomb down, but will wind up having to trade onto Hollywood before doing so. And well, 2 of the players very low here for the Dethroned side, but Senex here on this flank. Gonna find that first frag with the Mag 7. Undo one of the 2 very low players. Barrage swapping out for the M4, trying to keep an eye on this flank. Keep his short relatively clean for his teammates. Nade out. Gonna find Senex. And drops him down to 33 HP. Senex absolutely eating that one up. We'll be able to trade out for the AK, but Impulse onto FX. Senex now all alone, 1 versus 2. Actually gonna find 2 very quick frags here with a headshot on a Barrage and spraying down Dazzle as well. Needs to peek out here, find this frag onto Impulse, and he does have the kit, so we will be able to find this defuse. Senex winning a very important clutch for his team. Actually, no, he won't find it. 10-second music played a little bit late, I guess. Dethroned will pick up their 14th round. That has got to be disheartening for Senex especially, but the entire Circus side. Senex that just came down to hesitation, taking that fight with that last player. And Circa having to force up here in order to prevent Dethrone from taking this on to match point, but scrappy at best as Senex with little more than an M4 and a little bit of utility. And it's just pistols and well assorted guns, but a little bit of team damage for that grenade may help the Circus side out a little bit. That's an NA nade if I've ever seen one. The 2 players over here in the connector area for the Circus side and 2 pushing into the short B area, so they will know that this, whether or not the Throne have any intention of taking this over towards the B site, but Impulse finding a quick 2-man spray down to put this very much into a favorable position for the Throne, but SF peeking out here from the connector. Gonna find 1 and 2 frags with that Mag 7 actually. And Senex picking up one of the Dazzle as well with that M4. Now down to a 2-on-2 here. This is now in the range of winnable for Circa. SF finding that longer range headshot with that Mag 7. How does he do it? But the Throne able to put the bomb down up here on the A site. SF able to trade out that Mag 7 for a rifle, but we'll be down to this 2-on-2 retake. Flash gonna prove to be ineffective, but SF hits that very nice shot on the Poised here. And now Whitehound all on his lonesome. 1 player very low, down to 3 HP, but CT's working their way onto the site together. Kits on both players here, as Whitehound won't fly the first frag onto Senex, and well, Senex has got to hold this. Also run out of time, and well, I think the same thing is happening again. Senex gonna miss the bomb by just under a second. That is unfortunate for the Circus side. Oh, Senex has got to be tilted into another dimension now as Dethroned claiming their 15th round, and now 5 match points to sit on. Circa gonna have to win 5 in a row to even force overtime. Well, if they keep missing the bomb timer like that, getting onto it a little bit too late, it's probably not gonna happen. 2 FAMASas in a 5-7, but this buy pales in comparison to that of the Throne side. Able to get absolutely everything they want here, but well, SF gonna be opening up the round onto Poised. Getting aggressive over there with that op. Does seem like it'll be down to Barrage here to try to find a way back into this for the Throne. Very aggressive maneuver over towards the sewer area for Circa. Putting 2 players over here, and well, Impulse gonna be opening up that door, compromising his position, but Dazzle pushing in through the T-spawn area, gonna be finding both frags very, very quickly, and now down to a 4-on-3 favoring the Dethroned side. And the bomb quickly running its way over back towards that B site. Only a single player over here for the Circus side. Little under a minute on the clock to work with. And it does seem like it'll be this eventually will be hit. Barrage. Is he going to realize that Hollywood's still hiding in this position? Got the angle. And now it's just this game of patience between these two players. Whether or not Hollywood is going to be trying to peek out here. And Barrage had the idea, but is he going to check it as he walks out? Yes, he will. Going to find the frag with that P250. And this is looking very good for the Dethroned here. Likely going to be able to close this game out. And, well, that's pretty much going to seal the deal as Impulse finds the frag onto Yant and onto SF Clean as well. Dethroned able to claim their match tonight, 16-10 over Circa Esports. And overall, was a very good game all around. Circa struggling very hard in that first half, it seemed, and again, just those two rounds in a row where Senex unable to defuse the bomb was very unfortunate. But we'll be going to a quick break, going to be playing some music for you guys until we can get into the next game. See you all in a few. everybody, my name is iPeregrinus, and now going to be bringing you an ESCA Premier game between Team ENX and Team Rush. Going live here with the knife round. Again, as previously mentioned, cannot cast a knife round. It's just a slaughter fest, a stabbing fest if you will. And well, ENX very quickly taking it. And they will get that choice of which side they wish to start on, and they will be sticking to the CT side. As the buys start to come out here for the Rush side, 3 Kevlars so far. Make it 4 now, as buy for the Rush side will be 4 Kevlars, and Blade acting as the utility player. Plenty of nades on him, and well, gonna be 4 Kevlars and a single kit and smoke on Ruin for the ENX side. Terrorists here, quickly making this play into the connector area. ENX stacking 4 players over here towards this B site, but it's a question of whether or not the steps will be heard, as the Rush side very quickly making their way up towards this A site, and Drossel is going to be dropping to Slip, as he'll draw first blood into in this game. Handled trying to rotate up here, but he'll be smoked out here, and Rush able to work their way onto this bomb site and get the bomb down, but Handled finding the gap in the smoke, finding the first headshot on the toy. Very nice. Slip spamming through the smoke though, trying to get back onto him, and now down to a 3-on-3 here as Ruin finding not 1 but 2 headshots, working his way into this bomb site. DJ here spotting over toward the bathroom area. Ruin has the kit on him, so defuse time cut down to 5 seconds, and well, both frags will go very quickly in favor of ENX, as they will claim the pistol round. Looked good there for Rush for a moment, but ENX able to bring it back. Rush, though, now having the choice of whether or not to go ahead and force buy into this, or saving and being able to get a full buy with AKs on the following round. And it does seem that they'll be opting to save their money for the most part, with the exceptions of Slip and Lowman. Actually, no, Blade going for the force as well, and it does seem that they'll just be opting to force instead of going for the AKs in the 3rd round. But on the ENX side, seeing 4 rifles, 2 FAMASas, 2 M4s, and the UMP on Drossel, but Rush working their way very quickly up here towards this A-long area. 3 players over here for their side of things. ENX still 2 players over towards this A site, not playing it very forward on this particular round. Invert here, gonna be the first to spot the eventual Rush coming in from the Rush players, and opening up the round with a frag on the Slip. And now this just throws a wrench into things, as the Rush players have been spotted out and still be trying to make their way onto the site anyway. Handled finding a single frag on the zone, as the Rush players trying to push through that smoke, but it'll just be a slaughter as ENX finding their 2nd round in this half. Rush once again having to stick with little more than pistols as a consequence of forcing up on the previous round. Could have had AKs in this, but perhaps the thoughts do not dawn on them. Bomb over here towards the B site, but a lot of focus over towards the other side of the map here, as 2 players pushing up toward the playground area. And we're going to be catching Toy out here on the connector, dropping very low on HP. And Slip trying to trade it back, but Invert just too fast. Finding a 3rd frag with the Tech 9 as well on the Blade. Handling that situation very well, as the little man will fall and Mame now all on his own, with very little to do. Invert very low on HP, but it's a question of whether or not Mame can even find him. Bomb still dropped in the top of T connector, but DJ going to be taking this fight with Mame as he tries to come down the connector, and ENX will pick up the 3rd round. And now Rush able to get pretty much a full buy going into this round. Mame being able to pick up the op, and just about full utility on the remainder of the players. Blade being the only exception. I stand corrected. But in any event, Drossel actually choosing to stick with the UMP on this particular round. A little bit of a strange decision. Could wind up punishing him in the relatively short future, but Invert trying to get aggressive over towards the party area. Slip's not going to allow it. Invert will get punished as a result. No main advantage here for the Rush side. Still playing plenty aggressive over towards this long area. Drossel holding close here with the UMP. He'll hear the players walking out towards the long area, and now it's down to a matter of timing as to whether or not he'll find himself behind them. Gonna be able to pick up the rifle, so he'll be able to handle this confrontation, but from range, but Toy rotating over for the T-spawn area. We'll find him. And now a two-man advantage over here for the Rush side as they try to slowly work their way over towards this A site. Now not a matter of if, but rather when the Rush side will eventually work onto this bomb site and get the bomb down. Single player for the ENX side over in the connector, though. We'll be able to find a relatively quick flank should he choose to go that route, but will be the execute coming out from Rush now. Trying to work around at the same A-bomb site. Slip getting fully blinded, trying to scrape through the smoke. Handled finding a single frag of his own, but it'll get traded back by Toy. Ruin going 1-for-1 as well, and now DJ all on his own, but Toy peeking out, finding the headshot. And Rush finally on the board with a single round, though that isn't to say ENX can no longer push it right back, as they will have enough money to go into this round, and Rush facing the danger of the economic reset. Actually breaking out the double ops now on the ENX side. Will be interesting to see how they handle this. Rush gotta be careful here again. Doing everything they can to avoid that economic reset. Mame here. Drossel trying to get aggressive with that op, but it's not going to work down. But again, getting aggressive over towards the short area are ENX. And the frags just so far going in the way of Rush. Ruin here, though, still on the short area at the sandbag. Gonna find the first frag on the Little Man, but Slip is still there. He'll find that as well. Blade coming out from the monster area. We'll find Ruin, though. Invert on the flank and Handled coming from the Heaven area. The Rush will be able to get this bomb down. Mame, though, turning around very quickly, scoping in and finding that frag on the invert. And Handled now, all on his own. Versus 2. Mame will be a matter of whether he's holding the right angle at the right time and whether or not he even spots the player. Handled jumping up here. We'll be smoking out the short area, but we'll be jumping right into the crosshairs of Blade. And while he'll find that shot onto Mame, a little bit ridiculous in its own right, Blade is right there ready to trade it back. And Rush avoid the dreaded economic reset and put themselves in a relatively good position to continue to stack up rounds, as ENX here having to take a save of their own. Little more than pistols. Slip opting to take the UMP. Perhaps attempt to farm up some money, as Mame will get blinded here, but he'll drop back before he can get dinked down by that USP from range. It'll be a 4-stack over on the B site for the ENX side, but Rush putting a lot more of their focus over towards the lower park area. But as I say that, ENX starting to rotate a couple of players up as they realize that the hit will likely not be coming towards that B-bomb site. And Rush, though, slowly gaining control of this long area. Taking this very slowly, just trying to clear out all the angles, avoiding walking into a stack, as that's never fun. But I believe that's a boost coming out on the A site for the ENX side by the signpost next to long, but they'll get sniffed out as Toy pushing up here from the short side. Gonna be finding both frags onto Handled and Invert. Rush able to take the control of this bomb site with relative ease. And the frags just going very much in the way of Rush. Not much left for Ruin to do here, though. He will find this single frag onto Little Man. A little bit of economic damage, but Rush keeping it fairly clean, keeping 4 players alive. And that frag does wind up making a difference, as Ruin will be able to pick up the op and drop it over to Handled. And still be able to have enough money to pick up Kevlar for himself. So while those eco frags may not always seem like much in this case in point, they do indeed matter. Economic game ever important in Counter-Strike. Rush working their way quickly over towards this lower park area, and ENX will be giving it to them, putting their focus over towards the long area. Flash out towards this long side. Lil Man trying to do these fights, but we'll be trading 1 for 1. Invert on a slip and Lil Man in return on to the remaining player on the long A area. I believe that was handled. We'll be falling back towards that A site. And just playing it slow from there, but Rush rotating the bomb over towards the B site, as it does seem that the execute will eventually come out over on that side of things. About 50 seconds on the clock here as Rush start to work their way onto the speed site, and it'll be down to the player in Toxic. Ruin, will he find much? No, he won't. Not at all. Lil Man taking that fight and winning it, and well, this is looking very good for the Rush side so far, as they will be able to get the bomb down. And it'll be a 4-on-3. Retake situation for ENX. Handled, spotting that gap in the smoke. Very clever, able to take that shot onto Blade relatively cleanly. Still, that bomb starting to tick faster, and there's not a single kill on any of these CD players, so they gotta stick on this right now. And they're not holding that bomb as they're starting to run out of time here, but all the terrorist players will fall, and it does seem that Handled will have this defuse. Gonna be close. Does he have it? Oh no, that's so disheartening for the ENX side. Was almost certain Handled had that defuse. Very unfortunate. Well, Rush able to pick up their 4th round, and ENX, though they lost that round, still able to save a couple of guns and still able to buy into this round as well. Though perhaps a little bit more shaky than previous buys. Rush, though, looking relatively solid on this T-half. A little bit of aggression coming out to the connector here for the ENX side. But the other player towards A will be falling back. That'll be handled. Trading over the guns, actually. Putting the Deagle onto Drossel. Toy taking this fight with Invert. Gonna get dropped down to 2 HP, actually. Very unfortunate for Invert, but in any event, Toy opening up the round. Rush taking full control of this long A area. Handled, holding this angle with the op. Toy not planning on peeking it though, so Little Man, though, catching the aggression from Handled. Perhaps getting a little bit too overzealous trying to look for something in this round. DJ, he's gonna get spotted out. Don't know if he even saw Blade at all. Perhaps a little bit of a poor angle. And the Ruin and Drossel shooting at each other a little bit before realizing, wait, you're not the enemy! And quickly taking down Blade over on the short B area. But again, not much for them to do here other than try to hold on to these guns. Due to the loss bonus, we'll be able to get at least a decent-ish buy. They'll be able to get rifles on 4 players, but still one player having to downgrade either a Mag 7 or SMG or pistol even. It's all a game of staying alive here as Ruin will find a frag onto Slip. And it does seem that the ENX players will be able to stay alive into the following round. Unless Little Man here, perhaps finding Drossel, but no, won't be looking the right way at the right time. And ENX again saving those 2 guns. As a result, we'll be able to get rifles on 4 players should they choose to go for the buy on this round. And indeed they will be. Drossel, actually they'll be able to get rifles on all 5 players. Perhaps I miscalculated the money a little bit. The buy looking very solid in terms of utility. Boost coming out here, but won't matter too much as all 5 players of Rush heading over towards the lower park area. And actually 3 and 4 players heading over towards long. It'll actually be all 5 players for the Rush side out toward long. Truly living up to the team name. And it will just be this very fast day take, perhaps even getting the bomb down without a single player going down. But as I say that, inverting on the Toy. Little Man trading it back though. And Slip finding one of his own as well, as now down to a 4-on-3 here favoring the Rush side. Deep smoking, gonna be trying to choke Draw Soul out of trying to find anything. Nade another little man, dropping him down to 28 HP, but he'll be able to get out of there in relative safety before the Molotov does too much damage to him. And while the ENX side, trying to save their guns, just get out of there. But Little Man will knock the gun out of Draw Soul's hands. Still though, Ruin and DJ able to save their 2 rifles, and the Rush players going hunting a little bit, but still a long way to go for Slip to be able to find either of these players. We'll be spotting DJ perhaps, pre-firing it, but Ruin will find the headshot onto him. They'll hear the steps as well of Mame, or Blade rather, as he'll go down. Mame on the other side of the map. And that will be 6-3 now for the Rush side. So far looking pretty solid on this T side. Overpass generally regarded as one of the more even maps in the pool. The sort of map that can go either way, 10-5 either way, up to. But this is actually a lot of focus over here towards this A site for ENX. Invert running with his knife out, it seemed, and Mame able to easily punish that. Single player pushed into the playground area. He'll find that there's not much there to contest, but Mame still holding this angle into the playground area. If he continues to aggress, then Handled, likely gonna get punished for it. But as I say that, Mame switches up the angle. Still find the shot onto Handled. 2-man advantage now for the Rush side. DJ here pushing into the connector. Actually gonna find that frag on a Toy, and Toy even had the drop on him. DJ having no idea that that player was there. But Rush able to fully work onto this B site. Ruin's just gonna go down without finding anything. That's not good for the ENX side. And they'll likely just be defaulting to running away and saving these guns again. Rush just doing very well at getting onto these bomb sites and pressuring ENX into just having to save these guns. Perhaps maybe a little bit early for a tactical pause, but in the shoes of ENX, maybe starting to get to the point where one might consider it. Draw Soul gonna find the frag onto Blade, who was out hunting for these 2 remaining guns in the hands of the 2 ENX players. DJ gonna hear the steps of Lil Man, but the latter of those 2 won't get far enough for DJ to find that frag. ENX just not looking solid on the CT side, and giving so many advantages over to the Rush side. And well, a lot of B presence for both teams end of this round. 3 players over here on the B site for ENX, and the Bomb, and 3 players for Rush over there as well. Seemingly just playing a B heavy default with the idea of likely going into a B execute later on. Nades start to come out a little bit, and well, Slip trying to take this fight versus Blade, but Little Man just pushing out here pretty recklessly, actually. Draw Soul gonna find that first frag of the round. And while the spam coming in, Draw Soul dropping to 1 HP. Lady Luck smiles upon him, and he gets to keep his life, though only barely, hanging on by a thread. And the Bomb's starting to rotate back over towards the A site. 50 seconds on the clock here for the Rush side, so still have a little bit of time to consider their options before eventually committing to one of these 2 bomb sites. But the man advantage, must be noted, is in the favor of ENX. Draw Soul starting to rotate up as perhaps ENX begin to get an inkling of what is to come towards this A site. Handled here. Spraying through the smoke, but Mame is actually going to find him through the smoke as well. Blade going to get caught by the lurking CT in Ruin, and the rotate will start to come out towards the A site as frags flying back and forth, but we'll be down to a 2-on-3 here. Draw Soul very low, but Still man advantage maintained by Enix. This retaken. Slip getting spammed down to 20 HP through the smoke here, and Toy's very far away here. Slip gonna find the first frag onto DJ. Drossel still up with 1 HP. He'll eventually get dropped, and now Ruin's all on his lonesome. Slip single-handedly turning this into a round win for Rush. Very well played by him, as Rush will take their 8th round. And yeah, there's the tactical pause from ENX as expected. Because while Overpass can lead T-sided, 3 rounds on the CT side is simply not enough to get yourself a win on this particular map. ENX having enough money to go for the buy in this round if they choose to. But Ruin and Invert, though, if we take a look at the scoreboard, leading the way for ENX with 11 frags each. The remaining 3 players of their side of things tied for 5 frags each. Bowman actually top fragging for the Rush side, but everybody's contributing. Nobody below 5 frags so far in this half. And at this point, just waiting for the tactical pause to come to an end so we can get back into this game. Had to answer a question in chat there. Real quick, take the opportunity to while we're in this tactical pause. ENX likely just talking things over. Keeping everybody calm down, say, we got this, guys. 7-8, easy. Make it happen. And while 7-8 would be nice, it is unlikely. ENX likely going to be aiming for the 5-10 or 6-9 scoreline as we go into halftime. Economy looking relatively solid on the Rush side. Mame sitting on almost $10,000 actually, and the rest of the players still having enough for a full buy should they drop this round, so gonna be difficult for ENX to try to snowball much of anything in this half. And while we start to see the buy come out for the ENX players, Drossel going ahead and investing all of his money, but none of the other ENX players quite investing. But as I say that, Handled picking up the helmet actually, and a little bit of a mistake for Handled actually, because had he skimped on the helmet, could have picked up a couple of nades. And the same can be said for Ruin actually, who could have picked up a high explosive grenade in place of the helmet. Minor mistakes, but things that should be noted. Perhaps a little bit of a bad habit to get into. On the CT side, at least. On the T side, helmet is almost always necessary, but 4 players focused over towards this playground area for the Rush side, 1 in the connector, and 3 working their way out toward long A. Both of the players on the ENX side playing over towards the Say site over on the short side, but ENX playing with an aggressive setup into the sewer area, having 3 players, 2 of them backing off now, but fights start to come in as Handled trades 1 for 1. Low man will trade it out, but Invert, though, here on the flank from the connector, gonna find not 1, but 2 frags as he turns around and finds the headshot onto Toy as well. Now a 2-man advantage here for ENX, and while I don't know where the bomb is, still will be very likely, or very difficult for Rush to try to work their way back into this one. Blade, slowly walking out here towards this B site, gonna find the first frag on the DJ, but drops to 3 HP in the process. Drossel alone on the A site will be important as to whether or not he hears the player or spots the player, preferably in the bathroom area, but Mame gonna be working down toward the connector area, and actually Invert here, working his way back here, he spotted the bomb, and he hears Blade coming right into his crosshair. And now Mame all on his lonesome with 15 seconds and nothing to do but save this op. Enix finally putting a round on the board. For the first time in, well, over 8 rounds. Mame gonna be able to hold on to the op, but he's still sitting on $9,500 and will be able to drop a couple of guns if necessary, in order to secure teammates being able to get full utility. Ruin still sticking with the FAMAS, but everybody else full rifles and relatively full utility on the ENX side, and so far just looking like it'll be a relatively fast B setup for the Rush side. And they will be committing to this as 3 players rushing it for the short side. DJ going to be opening up the round with Frag and a toy, but he'll get traded back. Frag's now going in the favor of Rush as Lowman will be able to pick out that bomb and plant it, but two players here on the flank for the ENX side. One player coming up here from short, and Drawsoul will be finding the Frag and the Blade from the Monster Tunnel area. Little Man, though, taking this fight with Invert. He'll wind up winning it as well. 3 on 2 here. 2 of the players very low for the Rush side, but Mame can find the shot, and, well, there it is. Handled now on his own. 1 versus 3, and it won't happen. Mame will shut it down, and, well, this is probably Enix's biggest fear in a situation like this. Now second to last round of the half, and they're in a situation where they'd have to double eco. Or at the very least, hard eco this round and hopefully get a decent buy going into the next round. At the most, it'll be Kevlar and M4s, given they don't find several frags or pick up some guns in this round. Will be 3 players over towards this long A side for Enix. Getting a little bit aggressive over here as a single player pushing into the sewer area as well. But Rush taking this slowly. Not really too keen on giving away too many guns to these hungry, ecoing ENX players. Mame here peeking out with the op. Gonna be taking a shot, but actually, Frag's going in favor of ENX over here, 2 for 2. Blade not quite picking up the bomb, but Drawsoul still over here, causing havoc in this long area. Gonna be trying to get away. Won't be able to pick up a gun either. So that's actually a really big deal. While the economic damage is nice, picking up the guns are what matters in this round most for the ENX side. Blade gonna be picking up the bomb. Not quite committed to anything yet. 50 seconds still on the clock. And it does seem that Blade will be heading over towards the B site eventually, but actually there's a CT pushed up into the sewer area for ENX. And he'll hear this coming and the call is made and the rotation will start to come out. But Blade here though. Actually Ruin finding both headshots and picking up an AK as well in the process. Toy here peeking out. Ruin spraying him down though, and Ruin single-handedly winning him that round by putting himself in an excellent position. Drawsoul able to recover the AWP as well. So an incredible round for ENX to win, and that puts them in a really good situation to try to close out this half with a relatively decent scoreline of 9-6, favoring Rush. 2 Tech 9 here on the Rush side, and it will be just an absolutely full buy for the Enix side. Invert opting to pick up the taser as well. Whether or not I'll use it though is yet to be seen. Again, the A presence for the Enix side focused over towards the short A area as 4 players for Rush working their way very quickly up towards long, and it does seem that it'll just be a very quick A execute as the nades start to come out. Single player for the Enix side contemplating rotating his way up to the A site, but he'll just be sticking and having it for the time being. Handled, finding the first shot on the toy here, but still 4 players over towards the long area. Trying to run under the site now. Drawsoul will spot it, and the call will be made that it is indeed an A hit. And while it's now down to Drawsoul, they'll hold this off so his teammates can rotate over. He'll find the first frag on a slip, but now he's just gotta sit back and hide behind this truck and stay alive. Blade gonna be running behind it, though, picking the frag up on the Drawsoul. Handled, pushing all by himself as well, now down to a 3-on-3 here. Invert, though, picking the frag up onto Mame as well. Ruin punishing Lil Man's aggression, trying to Stewie through the smoke. And Blade now all on his own. 1 versus 2. He'll spot the first player in Invert, but that'll compromise his position in the process. But he turns around, Ruin He's not having it. Ruin picking up a 4K in that round, actually, and securing the 6th round for ENX in that half. And ENX having some struggles there in a lot of those gun rounds, and even getting economically reset so close to the end of the half. Ruin's aggression over towards the B area and getting himself into that advanced position are what caused them to win that eco and eventually put them in a position to even be able to contest in that last round as well, so. Ruin, gotta give credit where credit is due. Very good. Very good performance by him in that half. 16 frags thus far. And well, we'll be going live into the second pistol round now. 4 Kevlars now and a single utility player in Ruin on the ENX side. And 2 players with utility, a single player with a kit, that will be Toy. And Mame with the utility on the Rush side. 4 players over towards the playground area for ENX. They'll be able to take control of it very quickly, but they will get spotted out in the process. Ruin here playing in this Taco position. Taco being the LG player, that is. Trying to punish any aggression coming over towards that side of things. We'll be throwing a single smoke out here as well, perhaps trying to give the impression that it's a B hit, but actually the ENX side will be running over here from the connector area into this B site. Running out here very quickly as Slip will find the first frag while blind. Gonna be running out of bullets though, and bomb's still not down yet for the ENX side. They need to get onto this site relatively quickly, but the frag's just entirely going in the way of Rush. As it's down to DJ and Handled versus 3. Both of them very low on HP. A single pistol shot will finish the job off on either of them. Toy, though, getting Gush down to 18 HP. Perhaps getting Handled an opportunity to run onto the bomb site, but Low Man going to be peeking out here, finding the first frag on the DJ. And now Handled all on his lonesome versus 3. Little over 30 seconds left on the clock here. Still, though, hesitant to even try to work his way onto that bomb site and fake the plant. More willing to take this fight with Slip, it seems, and, well, he'll knock him down to 20 HP. Gonna be sticking the plan, actually, and maybe we'll get it down. But his position has been compromised as a result, and Little Man with a crisp headshot to take him down and finish off the round for the Rush team, putting themselves in a very good position to turn this from a 9-6 into potentially a 12-6, if things go as expected. And I just realized I've had left-hand view model on this whole time. Let's fix that. My apologies, everybody. What I used to play personally, I don't have a config set up for spectating matches, but anyway, moving right along. 3 SMGs on the Rush side, on Little Man, Toy, and Slip. Mame actually opting for the Scout, not something that I've seen personally a whole lot in these matches thus far in ESCA, but it'll be a lot of aggression over towards the connector and short A area, but Toy picking up 1, 2, and 3, knocking him down like dominoes, picking up the 4th frag as well, and looking for the ace. 180s with the USP, and that'll be a very quick anti-eco ace for Toy. Very well played, and now he's rolling in money as picking up $2,400 plus the round victory money for all those kills with that UMP. Now sitting on a little over $6,000. It's an interesting smoke. Likely going out toward the monster area, but ENX, due to getting the bomb plant on the pistol round and full saving on that prior round. Though they gave Toy an anti-eco ace, they'll have the money to pick up the AKs in this round, and well, damage going back and forth in the connector, and Blade will be dropping to 15 HP relatively early on, so a good start for ENX whether they realize that damage has been done or not. Starting off with a pretty B-heavy setup for the Rush side, originally having 4 players over there, and Mame gonna be taking this fight over towards long. He'll spot the player, but neither of them connecting the shot. Spotting a second player out there as well, connecting that tag onto Ruin. And being able to hit the shots with that Scout will be valuable for Rush, as most of their team not having very good weapons to be able to take out these full equipped players with. But as I say that, Blade onto Invert. Ruin here to trade it though, and he will get naded down to 2 HP, but The bomb will go down for the ENX side. And perhaps finally they've found a way to get back into this. DJ here watching the flank, but we'll go down to Toy. Actually, Rush having a chance here on this retake, as Toy will be finding the second frag in his retake, and Drossel's all on his lonesome. And the Rush players can just stick the bomb, and Little Man will go down as a result, but the bomb will get defused by Slip. Turning around very quickly, unfortunately for ENX. Looking very good there, but a failure to hold the flank for the most part is what caused the eventual failure in that round. However, still able to pick up 3 AKs and a couple of Tech 9s. Mostly rifles on the side of Rush, with the exception of the SMG on Slip still, opting to stick with it. And that nade, though, doing very good damage on the Draw Soul and Ruin. A little bit onto Invert as well. Slip here, fully blind, but he'll still find the frag on the Handled, running and gunning with that MP9. Blade finding one as well. This is falling apart here for ENX. Invert just charging wildly through the smoke. He'll find a single frag, but not quite enough to put ENX back in this round yet. Actually, Invert pushed out there with the bomb. That's some incredibly risky play. Blade holding here on the edge of the smoke, gonna find the first frag. And Invert getting caught out as well as a result, just sitting at the edge of that smoke. Drossel now all on his own versus 4, and there's really not much for him to do here. ENX just absolutely crumbling. Seemingly as an entirety, not necessarily even as individuals. Gonna be rotating back up towards that A site with the suspicion that Drossel will try to work his way up there, but Drossel more than content to just sit in the connector and wait out the time and save this gun. "15 seconds left here, and well, none of the Rush players too overly keen on hunting this player down. And Drossel will be able to finish off the round and keep his AK in hand.
Counter-terrorists win.
13 rounds now for the Rush side, and ENX in desperate need of an answer to try to claw their way back into this, and well, having to take... Or actually, they'll be going for the Force Buy here, being able to pick up 3 AKs. DJ likely going to be sticking... Actually, DJ will be sticking with the P250 Ruin as well. And that's a very nice shot from Mame to hit here to try to seal the deal for Rush. Aggression over towards the lower park area, but Handled, peeking out. Going to do decent damage on a Mame, but not quite enough to seal the deal. Still, though, main advantage for Rush, looking very good for them as ENX try to work their way over towards this B site, but Blade getting pretty aggressive over here. One player serving as the bait, and Drossel being able to find a single frag back. And perhaps that will be what ENX needs to try to get back into this round. But this player pushing back into the sewer area. That's Little Man getting way too aggressive over there, and well, DJ going to be going down to Slip, but it's still a 3-on-3 here. Within the range of possibility for both teams. Slip, flash out, going to be blinding out one, but both players spraying them both down with this M4. Making big plays when his team needs it, and well, Slip going to be finding the third frag as well into Invert. Very well played there, and that'll be securing the 14th round for Rush. ENX not looking in a very good position here, as they'll be able to get a scrappy buy at best. And Rush, if this keeps up, will likely be looking at 9 match points. I can't math, I'm sorry. But anyway, 3 players over here towards the long area this time around for Rush. A little bit different from what we've seen in the past. 1 player will be heading into the bathrooms, but 2 pushing down here. Mame and another, as Invert not quite expecting it. Taking the first shot, but missing it as Mame We'll be closing that out. And Toy will be staying down here towards the long area. Low man getting spammed through the wood a little bit, but Enix just handing over the first blood to Rush. Will likely be heavily relying on Handle to try to find a way back into it, but he'll get traded 1 for 1 in exchange for Toy. Rush still maintaining this man advantage in this round of Mame holding this angle. Actually gonna miss that shot. That looked dead on. Blade here, the solo player on the B side, but a single player. Low man actually, again, with the same level of aggression, pushing very aggressively. Back behind where the terrorist players would expect him to be, and, well, giving him a huge opportunity. Slip is actually going to hear this player behind him. I don't know what the hell Ruin is trying to do there. But, well, DJ now all on his lonesome versus 3. Going to find the first frag on the low man, but a little bit of damage onto Slip as well, but 25 seconds left, and while he does have the bomb, this is not looking good for him, as he actually will find the frag on the Blade while fully blind. Still 10 HP, though. 17 seconds, and Mame sitting in the site. He's waiting. He's ready. 2 frags on the round for him, and that's 9 match points now for the Rush side. Mame just been very good at hitting consistent shots with that op, and, well, Enix, this is a scrappy buy coming out from them. 2 Galils, 3 AKs, and very limited utility across the board. And Rush looking very good to further their record in the ESEA Premier Division with yet another win. Mame, though, getting a little bit overly aggressive. They're peeking a little bit too wide, as Handled will be able to take him down. Invert onto Toy as well. 2-man advantage here for Enix, but make it 3 now as DJ being able to pick up Blade on the other side of the map. Slip, though, blinding 2 players with that flash, but not the one that's important, and that's Handled. Handled picking up 3 frags in that round, and Enix closing the gap to 8 match points now. But Rush still being a little bit economically limited. The buy will be a little bit, or the buy will be solid, but the money is still very low on their side of things. If Enix can manage to close this round out, then we'll likely be looking at least 1 eco from the Rush side. Perhaps giving Enix a little bit of room to gain some momentum and try to get back into this game, but still 8 rounds left without making too many huge mistakes. Seems like an incredibly tall order for any team. Especially with the players of Rush playing as well as they are. Bomb working its way over to the short A area as 4 players over there for the Enix side. 1 running down the connector as we speak into the sewer area to maintain control of that, but Bomb is also in no way committed to either of the 2 bomb sites, and still a little under a minute under the clock here. Ruin trying to punish that jump, but he'll miss that opportunity. Bomb will be working its way down towards the B side as the execute starts to come out from the Enix side. All or nothing here as they try to work their way into this bomb site, and Blade's gonna open it up onto Ruin. Not exactly the best start, and, well, main advantage here for Enix, and they're just playing this very slowly. Mame finding the second frag on a draw soul as well. Invert trying to get the bomb down. Trade's going back and forth a little bit, but Handled now all on his own, and, well, he'll go down. That'll be the game. 16-7 in favor of Rush.
Bomb has been defused. Counter-terrorists win.
Enix again just struggling so much in that first half to make too much of an impact, and it carried over into the second half, just stagnant T-sides, failing to really make that big of an impact. But in any event, good game all around, and we're bringing you guys one more match tonight before I call it quits. So we'll go to a little bit of a break, play some music for you guys, and I'll see you all in a few.
Waves, destacando música dance y electrónica de todo el mundo. Haz clic en el banner y sigue los playlists de Waves, curadas por nuestros editores expertos y actualizadas semanalmente. Waves, disponible ahora en Spotify.
Hey, this is Enrique Iglesias, and you're listening to my new single, Duele el Corazón, here on Filter. Click the banner for more new music from your favorite artists.
child of virus, coming crisis.
Counter-terrorists win.
You're invited to come down. Silver skin cells, simply held in a cradle, hopefully found. And if you're honest with
Selector. Playlist by actual music fans, not just computers.
What you gonna do?
Featuring future R&B, trap, bass house, chilled vibes, and many more. Selector. Updated weekly. Click now to listen.
Bigger really is better. This summer, this is Topsify's biggest songs right now. Featuring monster hits by Jason Blue. BB Rexa.
No broken hearts in the club, no tears in the club, 'cause we gon' get it poppin' tonight.
Coldplay. Only the best music now.
Hey, my name is DQuest, or iPeregrinus, excuse me, old alias, but today gonna be bringing you one more match of VSCA Premiere tonight. This is Team Vision versus Team Kaetzel, and, well, knife rounds. What have we learned about knife rounds? You can't cast them! Or at least not entertainingly, it just doesn't happen. It's what I usually blabber on about until the knife round finishes, but anyway. Kaetzel will be picking up the knife round, and we'll get the discretion as to whether or not they want to start on the T or CT side, and, well, they will be sticking with the CT side. And we will be going live in the pistol round very shortly. Kaetzel, I believe the best Mexican team in Counter-Strike, and doing relatively well in the ESEA Premier Division, both of these teams are. Something along the lines of 3 wins and 3 losses for both of these teams. Something like that, but anyway. A lot of attention over to the fountain area for the CTs, as the terrorists will be very quickly making their way at connector. Floppy opening up the round with 2 quick frags of his own. Kinky responding back with 1, and Juicy picking up a juicy frag all of his own. Pun intended. And well, 4-on-2 now favoring Team Vision, as Bluemeister trying to push her through the connector, but he actually will hit the 180 onto Koi there. Koi hesitating a little bit. Not quite ready to take that shot, but Secret Agent gonna go down to food. And while the A-bomb site will be compromised, and Team Vision will be able to run in to get the bomb down. Bluemeister here gonna get spotted out by Floppy, and Floppy, well, just taking shots at his feet, knocking him down to 7 HP. And takes the fight with him and wins it. Bluemeister goes down, and Vision will pick up the pistol round. Gaetzel picking up the scout onto Kinky, but otherwise staying relatively light on the buy. But as soon as I say that, of course they buy. 2 scouts actually for the Gaetzel side. 2 UMPs, a Galil, and 2 AKs on the side of Team Vision. Looking to get through this round relatively cleanly. A little bit of aggression over towards the B side for the Gaetzel side. Koi going down to about 70 HP, but he'll find the frag on a Bluemeister actually with that grenade. Bomb yet to be picked up for the Team Vision side, but they'll be working their way up towards this long A area. 2 CTs over here still for the Gaetzel side. Kinky here, going to be holding this long area with the scout. Don't know if he spotted a player up there on the boost, but will be some shots run back and forth, but no kills coming out yet. Juicy opening up the A-bomb site with a frag on a Secret Agent, and well, Kiki now in the site all on his lonesome. Finds another tag, and actually a single kill onto food with that scout. Now a 3-on-2 here. As Marky actually peeking out, finding a nice headshot onto Buff and So. That's a name. Spader sneaking up here from behind. May actually catch Koi off guard here as he tries to plant this bomb. And yes, he will, as Koi will go down, and Floppy left all on his own, 1 versus 2. Both of the players for the Gaetzel side sitting on full HP, and well, Spader changing his position up, trying to work his way behind Floppy's current position. And Marky just playing this very passively. Waiting for his teammate to get into proper position before trying to move back in. Floppy picking up the bomb, and we'll get it down with about 12 seconds remaining on the round, and Marky taking the first initial fight, but Spader will be coming up from behind. And will eventually close the frag out on Floppy, and Gaetzel will win back their force buy, actually. Thanks to Marky hitting a hell of a shot with that scout, and Kinky remaining relatively effective with it through the A-site take by Team Vision. And this, due to getting the bomb plant, Vision will be opting to buy back into this. Still may not be able to get a full buy in the following round, but we'll have enough to get Tech 9s and P250s in this one. Actually, they'll have enough to get a light buy going into the next one. And well, 3 rifles and a couple of P90s over here for the Gaetzel side, and looks to be a relatively fast B play here for the Vision side, as all 5 players rushing very quickly up towards this short side. Marky taking first contact, nades raining in, a lot of damage onto Food and Buffoon, but frags very much going in the way of Gaetzel. Koi now all on his own with a little more than his Tech 9 to his name. Peeking out. Eventually gonna find that frag on a Bluemeister. Doesn't pick up the P90 though, and still stuck in this sewer area as Kinky and Marky pushing in together. Ready to take this fight. Koi finds 1, but Marky will be able to close it out. A lot of economic damage for the Team Vision side, but Gaetzel able to hold strong and claim 2 rounds in a row here. And while Team Vision able to get just about a full buy on almost all of their players. Gaetzel, though, a little bit strapped for cash, not able to get full utility across the board. Putting a lot of emphasis over towards this B site. 3 players on the site and 1 inhabitor for the Gaetzel side, as the solo A player will just be sitting on the site relatively passively. That is a very loud train. One of my least favorite things about Overpass, though I do love the rest of the map. 3 players out towards long for the Team Vision side. Bomb heading that way, and it does seem that thus far that the bomb will be heading towards that A site, but still very early on in the round. Vision more than able to switch things up if they deem it necessary, but Koi spotting the player jumping over the boost area. Gonna try to spam through the planks a little bit, but not gonna find too much damage onto much of anybody. Members of Team Vision heading back into the connector and over towards this B site. And this is only after Team Katzel started to rotate one of their players up from the B site, so no longer the 4-man stack that they had there at the start of the round. And it does seem that it will be a set play onto the B site for Team Vision. Kinky, pop flash out, gonna find one. Tries to spray it out in a second, but Juicy will get that frag back. Marky spraying down 2 of his own, though. Food and Floppy picking up 2 of their own. Now down to a 2-on-2 here, as the 2A player still needing to rotate down here. Nade almost lands into a touchdown on Food, but he's a little bit too far back. Floppy able to get the bomb down. Now down to Secret Agent of Blue Meister. Secret Agent pushing in closer with the P90. Food's gonna find him. Drops to 8 HP in the process, though. Running away onto the short area, and Blue Meister trying to hold his defuse through the smoke, and Food's not fighting this. Blue Meister's got it. Very nice round for Katzel to bring back there. Though it did look solid for Vision at least the beginning of that take. Katzel, though, a little bit of strap for cash, as didn't manage to keep very many players alive, but they will still manage to get guns on everybody, albeit with a little bit of confusion, and Marky knifing his teammate in the back a little bit. That's fun. One of the best parts of Counter-Strike. All 5 players for the Team Vision side heading very quickly towards this sewer area. Spader here, going to be jumping for information. He's going to spot several players, actually trying to spam through here. Almost finds the kill on the Juicy, dropping him to only 2 HP. Spamming a little bit further, finds a little bit of damage onto Food as well, but all 5 members of Team Vision through the connector and heading up towards this A site. 3 players over here toward long, and the bomb is heading that way as well. And Katzel, whether or not they realize it, is the big question. Single player starts to rotate up for their side, though, as the push will come in for Team Vision onto the safe site. And while they're trying to push straight into the bank here, Kinky's trying to hold strong here. Picks up 2 frags, going for the 3rd as well, but doesn't quite find it. Spader here, catching Buffin in the back. Food trading it back, though. 2-on-2 now, as Koi finds the frag on the Secret Agent, but Marky pushing very quickly onto this site here. Finds the first frag onto Koi, and now Food's all on his lonesome with 28 HP. 40 seconds left on the clock, and the bomb is not on his back. Not by any means an easy round to win here. Trying to take the fight with Marky. Marky spamming through, and he'll eventually find the frag onto Food. 4 rounds now for Team Katzel. Juicy, able to pick up the op for the Team Vision side. Still able to get a full VOD on their side of things. Team Katzel actually going with the scout on Secret Agent, as opposed to glass cannon op or anything of the sort, or just sticking with the rifle. Do not know whether that was due to money constraints or out of choice, but Kiki here, checking this nade over. That's going to do some, well, a little bit of damage onto Floppy and Koi. Not a whole lot, though. Perhaps not as high as I originally anticipated. 4 players over here on the B site for Katzel. Very much favoring this early on in these rounds. And, well, the bomb is slowly making its way back over here for Team Vision, so Team Vision perhaps playing into the hands of Katzel to at least some degree. As the execute will start to come out here for the Team Vision side. Food, gonna be the entry man here through the smoke. Pushes through, finds the frag on a Marky very quickly here. And that's a good start for the Vision side. Katzel, though, still 3 members in the site here. And Buffin getting a little bit too aggressive. Trades going back and forth a little bit, but now down to a 3-on-2 here as Koi and Juicy looking to work their way back into this. The bomb is dropped on the site, and, well, Spader peeking out. Juicy's gonna find the frag onto him, though, down to a 2-on-2. Kinky jumping up on top of the box, whether or not he's going to spot one of the players. Juicy spots him first, takes the shot, but neither player connects the kill. Kinky here, holding a good position. Trying to get a little bit aggressive here, trying to find this frag on a Kinky, and he will find it. Or Juicy, rather. Finds the frag onto Juicy and Koi. Kinky was the player that was finding the frags. any event. Katel up 5-1 now. Team Vision going with a little bit of a shaky buy. Koi having to drop down to the Tech 9, but rest of the players at least having Galils or AKs with a little bit of utility behind it. And Secret Agent still sticking with the Scout. Or choosing to buy it again from the start of this round. Spader getting sprayed down a little bit through the wood, but won't be taking too much damage as a result. And the bomb by no means committed, but slightly favoring towards the A side as it sits in the playground, and both players in the connector for Team Vision start to rotate their way back up. Still, nobody's grabbed the bomb here for Team Vision. Kinky. Very tight angle to be holding here. Don't know if you can even see anything into the bathroom through it. No, he cannot see a thing. But Secret Agent gonna be finding that first headshot on Decoy. Through a corner of the wall, it seems. And Kinky caught out in the open here as Buffin trying to push his way out. Spader here. Here on the site with Secret Agent, and Spader gonna find the first one. Secret Agent gonna go down as a result, though, and trades come back, and Team Vision able to get this bomb down. Two of their players very low, but main advantage for them, and down to Marky and Blue Meister to try to work their way back into this. Blue Meister, though, getting aggressive, pushing through the bank area. Gets a flash from his teammate. Still, 3 players here to find. Molotov into the bathroom. And well, it's a race against time here as only a kill on one of these players, and that's Blue Meister, so Marky tapping the bomb, not going to do too much for him. Blue Meister goes down, though, and Marky doesn't have the kit, but doesn't even matter as Food will eventually find the frag. Team Vision picking up their second round on the board, and, well, able to get a good buy into this following round, but also managing to avoid the fear of being economically reset for the most part, as Team Katel will be forced to take an eco in this round due to sustaining so much economic damage through these past several rounds. A couple of upgraded pistols, but for the most part, just a straight up eco from the Katel side as Team Vision work their way towards this B side as a 5-man unit. Seemingly not too overly keen on taking individual fights with pistols. And while Juicy gonna be spotting Marky over in the connector area, but no frags happening quite just yet. Koi onto Spader, Food onto Marky. And while not too much for these Team Katel players to do except maybe punish a little bit of aggression, but Floppy a little bit too fast with that AK. Gonna find the frag onto Secret Agent. Picks up another one for himself as well. 2 frags for Food and Floppy on that round. And Team Vision avoiding the fear of being economically reset. Thankfully for them. Not dropping a single player as well in the process, very important. Katel actually being forced into a double eco situation here. Not quite enough money to get a buy on everybody, so they like to just go with the more conservative buy, a little more than pistols. And Team Vision playing this a little bit more standard here, perhaps expecting a buy from the Katel side, so perhaps this 3-man stack over towards long will catch them off. Secret Agent, though, getting a little bit aggressive over here. Gonna drop Juicy down to 50 HP, but not quite enough to find a frag. And the push starts to come out toward long for the Katel side, but frags going back and forth. Still a man advantage maintained by Team Vision, and, well, now Marky all on his lonesome. At this point, it's more about picking the right bomb site and hoping to get some economic damage than trying to win the round, as it tends to be with the CT ecos. And unless Vision have a bit of an epiphany and start to head back towards that B site, then it seems like Marky is choosing the correct site to stick at, as a little under a minute on the clock here, and bomb working its way towards the long A area. Actually, we'll be doubling back and going towards the short area, but Marky's starting to second-guess himself a little bit as he starts to run back towards the B site, but here's the nades start to come out onto the A site, and he'll start to run his way back up there. Bomb will go down for Team Vision, no problems. Marky can't stop it. And he will take the fight with Koi, and Koi will wind up coming out victorious. And that was a little bit of GoTV lag, but we'll be quite alright. As Team Vision, 1 round away from equalizing the score now, but Katel finally able to get a full buy into their hands again. Up onto Spader. And full rifles across the rest of the board for the Katel side. Juicy able to pick up the op as well for Team Vision. Boost coming out here for Katel. Blue Meister boosted up over the sewer area, trying to keep watch over it, but won't be too much presence here from Team Vision. Food peeking out. Spader gonna punish it though. Man advantage now for Team Katel as Koi trying to work his way up into the sewer area. Bomb in the quite close to the monster tunnel, by no means committed to it just yet. Little over a minute on the clock here, and Vision perhaps playing this a bit more slowly, looking for an entry to try to work their way back into this round, but boost coming out from Spader. Not much to find though, as almost all the terrorists in the sewer area now for Team Vision. Nade in, a little bit of damage on Koi, but nothing too detrimental, as the execute will start to come out towards this B site, and the CTs will start to rotate over. Floppy here. His job to try to open this up. We'll find the single frag onto Kinky, but Marky will trade it back. Marky finding a second of his own as well, with the headshot on Koi. Gets pushed by Juicy though, and Buff and So picking up a frag of his own as well. And the bomb will go down successfully for Team Vision, down to a 2-on-2. Juicy here. Lost in the smoke a little bit, but gonna find the frag onto Secret Agent, and now it's on down to Spader all on his own with an op. Not exactly the ideal weapon for clutching, but, well, you can make it work if the terrorists are just going to give it to you. Juicy peeking out, getting punished as a result, and now it's a game of cat and mouse. Where is this last player? Spader's got to figure it out. Bomb's starting to tick faster. Taps it. Has the right idea, looking towards short, but is he going to be looking the right way at the right time, though? Buff and So realizes Spader's not sticking it. But now Spader's got to hold it onto it, and well, seems like it's a little bit too late at this point anyway. And even if it wasn't, Buff and So eventually peeking out, loses his life because of it, but secures the round for Team Vision, and perhaps that's the more important thing. Katel, money situation not looking too good. Gonna have to take an eco on this one, as Team Vision have managed to even the score up and are looking to extend their, or actually gain a lead, as opposed to extend. Upgraded pistols across all the Katel players, and a little bit of aggression into the connector area by Secret Agent and Blue Meister, but only a single terrorist here to find, and he doesn't seem to be overly keen on pushing his way up that quickly, so perhaps these two Katel members out of luck. But in any event, bomb over towards the A site. 3 players in that playground area for Team Vision. Katel, has to be said, heavily favoring this A site. A single player on the sewer and 2 in the connector, but one in the bathrooms and the other B player rotated up towards the A site now. Secret Agent getting spotted out with that deagle, takes a single shot, but not much going to come of it, as Team Vision trying to work their way up to this long A area. Buff and So gonna peek out, gets stinked down to 3 HP, but Spader will go down as a result. Kinky here. Could find not 1 but 2 frags. Actually peeks out, find the first frag on the food, but runs out of bullets in the process. And well, gonna get traded back by Floppy here, without too much resistance. And the rotate will start to come out to the A site for Team Katel, but Vision by no means committed to this. Could very much double back, and indeed that appears is what they're doing. Giving up the control of that sewer area, perhaps the biggest mistake by Katel in this round, as they will be rotated down to the B site in time, but Vision having a significant advantage in terms of guns, likely going to be able to close this one out relatively quickly, and well, Marky will cause a little bit of havoc by finding that frag on a Buff and So, but otherwise, Team Vision keeping 3 players alive. A relatively good job done by them in that round. Team Katel, though, once again, able to buy up fully here, as Spader will be able to pick up the op, and pretty much full utility across the rest of the players. Spader with no nades to his name. Again, making that mistake of picking up the helmet as a CT against the AKs, but looking like a very fast B play coming out here from Team Vision, and Marky, nade out. Gonna do a little bit of damage on the Buff and So, but not too much. He'll be able to trade that frag back. And so far, Team Vision doing very well for themselves, trying to work their way onto this B site. Bomb's still not down, though. Buffett's continuing to push forward. Finds a second frag of his own. Chucks them all into CT. And this is looking very good here for Team Vision to extend this lead a little bit. As it is a 5-on-3 here. Secret Agent on the flank, but 2 players towards that sewer position, and at least one bound to be watching towards the monster tunnel. And the members of Team Kates will realize not really too much for them to do here other than try to save these guns and maybe get an exit frag or two. Secret Agent sticking relatively close to the bomb site, trying to watch the monster tunnel exit, but he's going to get caught out by Floppy and not really accomplish much of anything. Now then, down to these last 2 Katesel members to hold onto their guns. Blue Meister is going to trade 1 for 1. And Spader will hold onto the yacht, but not nearly as ideal of a situation as holding onto 3 guns could have been. And we see it here. Katesel could go for a buy here, but at the best, it would be a rather scrappy buy. And we see after a little bit of confusion of throwing guns around at spawn, Secret Agent actually sticking with the USP. Kinky on a FAMAS, but 2 players on the M4, so we'll have to see how much impact those 2 players will be able to have in this round. Juicy here, holding the single with the op, but nobody's going to oblige him, really take that challenge against him. Okay, Secret Agent will be able to buy up with a FAMAS. Hell of a lot of confusion with these teams, even in Premiere, as far as these buys go. Katesel focusing a little bit more towards the sewer area now as they've pushed a single player into there. Now the question is whether or not Kinky will make the same mistake as in previous rounds and give up the pressure towards that sewer area, and it seems that he will, falling back towards short a little bit. Koi able to get out of there relatively safely though in the bomb. Heading back towards the A-long area, slowly working its way up there as 4 members from Team Vision trying to make their way over to that A site. And now Kates will start to realize that this execute starts to come out. Vision taking a little bit too long here and actually starting to back up here, but Katesel very much biting the bait, over-rotating a ton as Team Vision starting to run their way back down into the sewer, and again Kinky making the same mistake and giving up the pressure towards that sewer area. Losing such a valuable asset for his team, and well, due to how long Team Vision are taking, Katesel are having the time to rotate back over to this B site. So it will be at least somewhat contested, but the frags will very much go in the way of Team Vision. Spader the only one picking up much of anything, and Blue Meister is now all alone. And really nothing to do but try to save this gun, and he's going to get spotted out as well. Manages to pick up the op, but will be highly likely that it gets hunted down before this round ends. Floppy here, pushing forward. Blue Meister says, no, I don't want that. Food baiting the shot, pushing forward. And Blue Meister not able to find that relatively quick shot. Team Vision picking up yet another round. And that'll be 8-5 here as we go into the second to last round of the half. Team Katesel, best they can hope for is the 6-9 scoreline now after having to save in this second to last round. Actually, they will be forcing into it with armor and pistol on almost all of their players. Blue Meister able to go straight for the M4. So perhaps they'll be able to get a decent buy in the final round of the half, but Floppy trading 1 for 1. Blue Meister gonna be able to pick one up with that M4. And starts to push forward up into this connector. Spader though, gonna trade 1 for 1. And Juicy trying to give Team Vision a way back into a man advantage here, but Spader here still pushed up into the connector area. And Team Vision seemingly insistent on just trying to force him out of that area. Or just force the kill on him entirely. But single player over here in the sewer area for Vision, and he'll call that it's relatively clear to move into this B site. As the 2 other remaining players from Team Vision will be doing so through the monster tunnel. Katesel, it's a game of whether or not they realize before it's too late to retake. Spader relatively close by, sitting in the connector. Will be the first to make the call to his team, and the bomb will go down for Team Vision. 3-on-3 now, and well, that's a good start. Secret Agent picking up the first frag on the food here with that P250. Now a man advantage for Team Katezel, but Buffinso going down on his own, and Koi trading 1-for-1 with Kinky, but actually, Katezel able to claim that round with a pretty good retake, and I guess Secret Agent holding on defusing the bomb a little bit so his teammate can go find the op. And he will do so successfully. Team Katezel picking up a rather unexpected round and picking up their 6th of the half, putting themselves in a very good position to try to pick up a 7th as well and keep this a relatively even game going into the second half. Overpass being a map that can lean either way, up to 10-5, but in most cases will lean toward the CT side at least a little bit, like 8-7 sort of scorelines, at least in my experience. Katezel only playing one player towards the A site this time, and he'll be going aggressive into the connector, and it'll actually be a very fast push into this B site for Team Vision. Frags going back and forth, Marky and Blue Meister each picking up one of their own as Katezel members starting to rotate over. Food almost getting caught with a grenade out. Actually, he will go down to Blue Meister. And Blue Meister continuing this aggression up. He's going to get punished for it. Marky going down as well, and well, Secret Agent taking out Floppy. It's now Juicy all on his lonesome. Spader gonna find that last headshot with the M4A4, and Team Katezel able to pick up their 7th round and the final round of the half. Overall, a relatively even half. Gotta say that this favors Team Vision at least slightly, though. Overpass generally considered to be a relatively even map, but if you had to pick a side, it would lightly favor the counter-terrorists, most people would think. So Vision picking up 8 rounds on their T side. Definitely in a good position, especially if they can claim this pistol round, and well, that's exactly what we're waiting on as the halftime goes on and on and on, as we wait for all 10 players to ready up so that we can go live into the second pistol round. If you're just joining us, this is the ESEA Premier match between Team Vision and Team Katezel for Week 4, DE Overpass. Best map in the pool. Kappa, no Kappa. But these pistol round buys, we'll see Spader picking up a little bit of utility in a P250 as well. Secret Agent doing the same as far as utility goes. 3 Kevlars otherwise. And 3 Kevlars on the side of Team Vision, and Kid on Juicy, a couple flashes, and some utility on Buffinso as well. Buffinso, I guess. Such a strange name. Anyway, a little bit of focus over towards the B site for Team Vision at the start of this round, but they'll eventually rotate that player back up towards the A site. Team Katezel playing this very slowly, just spreading out, trying to look for an opening, a pick to be given to them by some aggressive CT play, but Team Vision not looking to oblige them, it seems. Floppy jumping for information here, gonna eventually spot Spader. Spader trying to take these long range shots with a P250, not gonna have too much success though. Knocks Floppy down to 69 HP, but actually he'll get Gush down to 4 HP himself. Buffinso picking up one of the Blue Meister on the other side of the map. Bomb's still not committed anywhere yet. About 45 seconds left here on the clock for Team Katezel to decide where they want to take this. Kinky here spots the jump. Tries to look for it, but won't have too much success, and it does look like this bomb will eventually be committed over towards the A site from the A-long area. Floppy here, picking up the first shot on the Marquee, a very nice crisp headshot, as the rotation starts to come out for Team Vision, and actually there's a team kill out onto Spader from Kinky, and well, Kinky goes down to Juicy, and Juicy picking up another Juicy headshot onto Secret Agent, preventing the bomb from going down, and Team Vision winning the pistol round, keeping all 5 players alive in the process. Very impressive thus far. And putting themselves in a good position to gain a considerable lead before Katezel can even consider retaliation. Katezel actually going for nearly a full save. Spader forcing up with the armor and pistol, but beyond that, everybody just holding on to their money. Likely looking to get as many nades as they can in the first gun round, and that nade gonna absolutely dunk on Kinky. That's a Kobe. 37 HP remaining on Kinky as Team Katezel trying to work their way out towards this Dorito short A area. CTs will be falling back a little bit. Respect them. Not too eager on taking too many fights with these pistols at close ranges. Spader here. Playing in this, in the taco position over towards the monster tunnel, but not going to find too much out of it. Marky actually peeking out, finding the dink onto Floppy. Very impressive shot. And the bomb starting to work its way back towards the B site for Team Katesel. Bluemeister, though, serving as a bit of a distraction over here on the A site. Juicy's going to manage to cross back, though, so no frags for Bluemeister. Buff and So finding the first frag on the Spader in the round. Juicy picking one on the Bluemeister as well on the other side. And well, the bomb still over towards this B site for Team Katesel. Still haven't quite committed to it yet, though. Little over 30 seconds on the clock, so this will likely be the place that the bomb ends up heading, but the rotation already starting to come out from the Team Vision side. Buff and So, Buffonso peeking out, taking that frag onto Kinky, and Koi coming from behind, picks up one onto Marky. Doesn't realize that the last player is still in that sandbag area, though. 16 seconds remaining here, and there's not much here for Secret Agent to do. We'll find the single frag onto Koi, but Food here taking this fight. And Secret Agent, well, not much of a chance with nothing more than a Glock. Team Katesel, with the exception of Spader, all sitting on about $3,000, but still not opting to buy, just going with the upgraded pistols on just about everybody. And Koi actually just sticking with the 5.7. Perhaps he dropped his gun or got it dropped from a teammate or something, but nade out from Juicy. Not going to do a whole lot of damage onto anybody, and it'll just be a straight rush onto the short A area, but Juicy going to find the first frag. Marky trading it back with the Deagle, though. A nice little one Deag to open things up for Team Katesel here. Keiki pushing up through the connector, and Koi's not expecting it. He'll drop to very low HP before finally going down. So Team Katesel actually picking up a little bit of a man advantage here in this round. Floppy, though, evening it back up with that frag onto Spader. Spader getting a little bit overzealous, pushing without any sort of presence from teammates, but the bomb working its way back towards that B site. Little over a minute left here on the clock for Team Katesel to try to get it onto that site. And planted, but still a player in the sewer area for Team Vision as Buffonso. And he'll find the frag onto Marky, so Team Vision now aware of the hit coming in towards the B site, and while Food will spray down both from the heaven position. Couple of nice swift headshots onto both of those players to secure the 11th round for Team Vision. And Team Katesel finally in a position where they consider it reasonable to go ahead and buy up, and well, it'll just be straight AKs across the board for everybody. No ops coming out quite just yet. Not enough money to do so. Juicy, though, will be picking up the op for Team Vision. Jumping up onto the flower bed area and holding this angle down the long A area. Buffonso, though, pushing into the sewer area alongside Koi. Kinky here trying to spot for aggression, but Team Vision more than content to just sit back and hold these angles. Let the aggression come to them. And as a result, Vision will be compromising the short A area. Bomb still sitting over there. Team Vision also giving up control of the sewer area as well. A little bit of a mistake in my eyes. But at least two players set to rotate relatively quickly should the need arise. And about 45 seconds left here on the clock, and well, oh, that's a very nice shot for Spader to hit on the Food. Food jumping up trying to get some information, and Spader just punishes him straight up. Rips his head right off. Koi onto Secret Agent as well to even things up, and spots the bomb as well. 30 seconds now for Team Katesel to try to get this onto one of the two bomb sites, and well, Bluemeister's going to pick it up, and they're going to commit to the safe site take, it seems. Koi, though, holding close, trading 1-for-1. Kiki out from long. Not quite finding any of the frags yet, but Buffonso pushing up here through bank. Kinky actually looking the wrong way, not paying attention to the bank position. Marky sitting here by the truck, gonna spam through. And now Juicy in a 1v1 versus Marky. Gonna get fully blinded by that flashbang. Juicy does have a kit, and he does have an AK. But is he gonna spot the feet of Marky? Yes, he will. Sprays through the smoke, and well, Juicy will be able to close it out. And he will have plenty of time to clinch the defuse as well. Team Vision picking up 12 rounds now. Katezel yet to pick up anything on this T side, but they will still have money to go for this buy. Team Vision losing 4 players, but still having plenty of money across their roster, so economy not too much of an issue just yet. Again, it'll just be straight rifles across the board for Team Katezel. Spader, Kinky, Secret Agent, none of them really were up for taking the risk of going glass cannon or low utility in order to get that op. But Juicy able to recover the op after winning that 1v1 in the previous round. Katezel able to take control of the short A area, as Team Vision haven't been too keen on playing aggressively over there, as a lot of teams tend to do. Will actually be 3 players over here for the Katezel side, and Juicy trying to take a bit of an aggressive peek. Gonna spot the player out, but gets tagged on to 47 HP and doesn't find anything. Single player over here on long for the Vision side, that's Koi, and well, Spader's gonna go down as a result. Spader not prepared for it. Juicy still holding this angle. Gets fully blinded though. And Katezel ever so slowly inching towards this A bomb site, but still not quite committed to it yet. Blue Meister gonna find the frag onto Koi in the back. Will be a nice boon for them, and doubles back perhaps to pick up the M4, but decides against. Kinky here looking out towards the B site and perhaps looking to open up the other side of the map, but Floppy on the marquee. Juicy peeking out, taking the frag onto Blue Meister as well, and now the threat from long is removed. But Kinky able to find the frag on Bafonzo, but Food able to trade it back before Secret Agent can work his way over there. And while Secret Agent not expecting the Heaven player, but does manage to flick up there and rip his head off, but Food again ready to trade it back. 13-7 here, favoring Team Vision. Overall, just looking relatively solid in this half so far. Steinbrenner says, "Good casting, brother." Thank you, sir. Oh shit, I accidentally tabbed out. I hit the Windows key, of all things. Well, at least it was in the start of the round and not in the middle of a clutch. I even have a button that disables the Windows key, but of course I don't bother to keep that on. And now we wait for my game to tab back in ever so slowly. Or perhaps the game will crash and we have to reconnect to GoTV. That'll be great, but eventually we get back in game. Juicy having opened up the round with a frag onto Marquee. Katezel having to take the Seeker round. Koi spotting out a couple players over towards the bathroom area. Trying to take the fight with Spader as well, but not going to really find much damage on any of them. And Katezel trying to work their way onto the safe side very quickly. Trades so far favoring Katezel a little bit. But then Vision bring it back down to a 3-on-2 here. And while Kinky will go down very quickly, and Blue Meister will trade 1-for-1. Plenty of economic damage onto the Team Vision side by Katezel, but again, doesn't matter when your opponent is sitting on almost 8 match points. 1 round away from 8 match points. So now, clutch time for Team Katezel. If there were a trump card they could pull out, now would be the time. Blue Meister picking up the op. No ops on the side of Team Vision. Perhaps not enough money to do so. Floppy could have, but perhaps decided against. A lot of aggression over towards the A-long area for Team Vision this time around. 3 players down there. Perhaps looking to catch the members of Team Katezel off guard, and indeed they will. Koi and Juicy with 2, but Kiki returning onto Koi in return. Juicy getting caught with the nade up, but actually still finds that frag onto Kinky. Very surprising. Kinky having plenty of opportunity there, but just failing to capitalize on it. Four on 2 here now, favoring Team Vision. Blue Meister looking for a way to open things back up here for his team, but little under a minute on the clock here for the Team Katezel side, and well, the bomb is still down in the party area. will likely be working this towards an A-site hit, but one player sent to retrieve the bomb on the back of Spader now, and Bluemeister very slowly working his way up towards this long area. Floppy here, jump peeking. Not going to spot anything just yet. 30 seconds on the clock here. Team Katzel. Got to start moving relatively quickly here. As this is not a round where you'd want to save your guns, but it seems like Bluemeister just backing off here. Down to 15 seconds, and Katzel will be electing to save their guns and giving Vision match point. Perhaps an odd time for a save, but seems they value the guns more than the rounds. Team Vision, 15-7 now, as they will be sitting on 8 match points over Team Katzel. And Katzel, even if they went for that bomb site take and eventually failed it, they still would have had plenty of money coming into this round. At least enough to get a buy on almost all of their players, if not all of them. But their decision and their loss, I suppose. Team Vision, 8 match points, once again. And Team Katzel looking rather desperate here and a little bit lost on this terrorist side. Some good shots hit by some of their individual members, but Spader out here, hitting the first frag onto Juicy. Trying to find the second one as well, but Befonso holding fast here in this toxic position, and Spader, he's burning down to 4 HP. He doesn't even realize he's standing in the fire. Almost kills himself in the process. Toasted like a marshmallow. Or close to it, at least. Koi versus Marky. Koi's gonna take that fight and win it. And this is not looking good for Team Katzel. With one player so incredibly low and already losing a player in this round. Under a minute on the clock now, and Katzel, they need something. And getting aggressive in towards this sewer area are Food and Koi, it seems. Bluemeister cleaning out the bathrooms on the other side of the map. And the rotation will start to come out up towards the A site, but actually Befonso finding the first frag on the Kinky and doing a little bit of damage on the Secret Agent as well on the other side of things. Spamming through the wood wall. Bluemeister here, holding this angle, seeing if anything would like to rear its ugly head from the bank position, but nobody will oblige him, at least not without blinding the hell out of him first. Bomb slowly starting to work its way up towards this A site. In less than 20 seconds here on the clock. Team Katzel got to move very quickly here. Bluemeister here, all on him to open up this round, and down to 10 seconds, and Team Katzel just taking way too long here. Bluemeister, though, gonna open it up onto Koi. Floppy trading it back, though. Bomb will go down eventually, with only a few seconds left on the clock, and Floppy gonna go down to Spader. Now down to a 2-on-2. And they get a 2-on-1 now, as Spader all on his lonesome, and, well, taking the time to run all the way around the site. Whether or not this is smart. Probably not, as Befonso will be holding down the bomb with the kit. And well, Food's just going to be able to close it out with a quick hedge on onto Spader. Katzel just looking decent on the CT side perhaps, but looking entirely lost on that terrorist side. Steinburner says, lol, sorry, that was my fault. That was not your fault. Look, I have a button on my keyboard that disables the Windows key, and I forget to keep that shit on. That was my fault entirely. And, yeah, man, if you want to hit that follow button and put on the notification for whenever I go live, I'll be streaming a lot of VSCA matches as the season goes on. I also have VODs on my YouTube channel. I'll probably add a link in my Twitch channel description at some point or another where you can find all the VODs. But yeah, man, just new to casting, and thank you very much for the feedback. I'm glad to know that I'm at least entertaining somebody with this, but yeah, that's about all the matches I'll be doing for tonight. I don't think there's anybody playing matches quite this late at night. At least not if they're on the East Coast, but anyway, I'd like to thank you guys very much for tuning in, and my name has been iPeregrinus, and thank you very much for watching.